So right now, this is the most competitive the Intermountain League has been in probably the last 4 years. I think everyone expected Kellogg and Timberlake to be very competitive. I don't think anyone saw Bonner Surrey being as competitive as they are. You know, they've had a great season. And then we all kind of expected Priest River to struggle. They had lost a lot of depth. They're a young team. But if you are, and I apologize, if you are Coach Kevin Wiley from Priest River, and you're looking at a team that blew you out at home, and then you got them, they beat you by 21 the first time and then 12 the second time. You know, the scores are trending in your favor. What do you look to do early on if you're Coach Wiley, Ryan?
Well, the one thing you got to look to do is keep Timberlake off the glass. I mean, obviously they are bigger. They are a little bit taller of a team. I mean, Priest River can match them as far as athleticism goes, I feel like, and intensity. But if you can maintain their bigs on the board and slow down the pace, I think you have a better chance at keeping that overall margin smaller as far as the scoreboard goes. But as soon as they start going down low and they're exploiting that size, if Priest River cannot answer, they're going to run into trouble all night.
And just like Ryan, I'm going to agree with that. I think you keep Kistler off the boards and try and keep the ball outside around the perimeter, make them shoot threes.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's one thing Timberlake hasn't really shown they can do well this year is shoot the ball. So it's going to be Garden and Brennan, and tip one by the Tigers. Kramer with the ball coming up for the Tigers. And they're going to look to go inside early and often, I have to believe that. Jacob James now with the ball, they're moving it around. Kramer dumps it off to Kluss. Kluss back out to Kramer. Skip pass cross court. Jacob James, a Kellogg transplant, and right out of the gate, Priest River forces a turnover. Steal by Caden Brennan. Kicks it ahead to Matthews. Matthews chases down the loose ball out to McCracken. McCracken dribbles in. A little bit of contact. Blocked by Gardem. Kistler's going to bring the ball ahead in transition. And Kramer missed Kluss on the back end there, but they're going to find Gardem. Gardem floats one up. Can't make it. Rebound, Kistler finds Kluss. Kluss's shot off the front of the rim. And finally, Chase Gardem gets the shot to go down, but just like that, 4 offensive boards in a row, and now Timberlake is on top 2-0.
Yeah, you got to get them out of there, box out. I mean, they have the advantage leverage-wise, so just box out.
And these two teams are rivals in the regular season, whereas Kellogg plays in the annual Brawl for the Ball Spirit game. The battle for the buck between these schools is always a competitive game, and from the sounds of it, it was that 12-point game that we talked about earlier as Cade Brennan fires up a jump shot. Rebound, Kistler. But the Spartans have come on as of late. Outside of that loss to Kellogg, they've been competing very well over the last few weeks. And this is kind of one of those trap game nightmare matchups for the Tigers. Jacob James from the elbow. That's almost automatic at this point, but these guys are so familiar with one another because they play against each other, and they're so close in proximity. There's a lot of not just advancing in this tournament, but a little bit of pride as Eagle knocks down the nice outside jumper.
Shot.
Deep three, making this a 4-3 ball game. Eagles going to have to do a lot more of that if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, you know, the Spartans have got to earn the Tigers' respect because they're going to let them shoot and let them take those shots, you know, that are open, just because, you know, with being the number 1 versus the number 4, there is that little bit of swagger that you carry into the game. So I think if the Spartans can get a couple quick buckets and maybe shock the Tigers, I think we're in for a really interesting game.
Coach Wiley taking a timeout there. Didn't like the defensive rotation there, and he's seen his team give up 5 offensive rebounds in the first 3 minutes and 19 seconds of this ball game. That's not where you want to be. I'm sorry, 2 minutes and 19 seconds of this ball game. That's not where you want to be if you're Priest River. If you're already giving up that many offensive rebounds, it's going to be a long night for you on the offensive side of the ball. And I think Coach Wiley, that mixed with a really terrible defensive rotation, they're lucky that Timberlake didn't get a basket on either of their shot attempts on that possession.
Yeah, you got to let them only have that one shot each possession down the floor.
Well, and they're big and tall, so if you put a body on them, they're going to go over the top, draw some fouls, and get some of their studs on the bench early.
Right. And right there, I'm actually kind of interested in the way Prince River broke that press. Bounce passes, kind of just a really high 2-3. Jacob James from the corner. No good. A rebound, McCracken. McCracken kicks it ahead to Anselmo. Anselmo finds Matthews. Matthews back up to Anselmo. And Hegel's going to have to not be worried about shooting that shot instead of trying to get into the paint, because down there he's going to be the smallest guy by a long margin. And Chase Gardam loves that shot. I've seen him hit that shot more times than I care to talk about this season. Cade Brennan's going to take full court pass, a little bit of contact there. Kistler tried to, sell a charge, but then didn't go down. He only half sold it. No call there by the officials. And I don't know if Priest River is in a 2-3 zone or what.
They're in a 1-2-2, Josh.
McCracken doesn't seem to know what he's doing, though, because he's chasing the ball around from one side of the court to the other, giving the Tigers just whatever open look they want from the perimeter.
Well, the other thing about that 3-2 is if you don't understand the rotation and you end up with 4 guys against
nice
the
pass
zone.
from Hego to Brennan. No good on the lay-in there.
Yeah, they just got to rotate a little bit better right here. They're worried too much about that 3 and right there. Once again, open
and then
shot.
a 1-3-1 as Garda misses. Hego with the rebound. Interesting selection to go with a 1-3-1 when Timberlake has several talented baseline shooters. Kind of an odd call there. Hegel dumps it off. Matthews back up to Anselmo. Anselmo ball fake over to Hegel. Hegel pull once again. Off the side of the rim. No one there to grab it. About 3 Tigers watched it bounce a couple times before they went and corralled it. Back comes Timberlake. They're on top 6-3 here. Just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. This is the semifinal round of the District 1 tournament. Kramer dribbles in, pulls up, and no good. Put back though by Kistler. And I think Priest River thought they were on an easy board there, but Kistler came in with a nice putback. Good move from the athletic big man. And some lucky fans going home with a souvenir.
Game touch.
Caden Brennan was trying to throw a pass to the corner. And I don't like Brennan's body language right now as he walks off the court. I think he's upset with himself for missing that reverse lane earlier and then the turnover. They need him on the floor, though. Big, athletic kid. Easy to get his head in the game. Nice little dump down from Kramer to James, making this a 10-3 ball game. Priest Rivers had their shots. They just need a couple of them to go down. And Selmo dribbles in out to McCracken. He'll fire. No good. Rebound off of Anselmo's head. Corralled by Gardam. Tigers back in transition. Corner, Kistler fires a skip pass over to Kramer. Kramer's 3 is up. No good. Rebound, McCracken. McCracken's going to kick it ahead to Anselmo. Anselmo in transition has Hegel, looks him off. Dumps it off. That new player on the floor, that's Cameron Bell. He's a senior. Hegel gets into the paint. A little bit of contact from James. Can't hit the pull-up. And we're going to get a timeout here from Coach Mike Minty and the Timberlake Tigers. They're trying to get a sub in. And I believe that's going to be Wyatt Dickinson coming in for the Tigers. Dickinson, kind of a utility player. He's a big body, but he can shoot the ball and handle the ball fairly well. But right now, the Tigers aren't doing anything spectacular other than being patient with the ball, and it seems like they're in Priest River's head.
Yeah, and the problem that Priest River has right now is when they have the open looks and they get the shots they want in rhythm, they're not taking them. But then they're forcing and trying to force plays that they're not as comfortable with, so therefore they're giving up good looks for semi-okay looks. Caleb?
Yeah, I think, Priest Rivers had their look, and if they make them, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, McCracken or Brennan, if he would have made a couple of those layups, it's a 3-point ball game right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. it's a lot of nerves at this point. You know, anyone that's played in a district game knows that nerves are flaring. But with the way this league has looked this year, it's really anyone's tournament.
And right out of the gate, Dickinson comes in and makes a big impact just off them working the ball around right there. Nothing special, like I said, but that almost felt like a designed play out of the timeout. And someone with the deep crossover dumps it off to Bell. Bell up top to Matthews. Off the screen, over to McCracken. He'll fire a three. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound on Selmo. And Selmo brings the ball out. Cross-court pass to McCracken. McCracken definitely at a size disadvantage against Kistler, but probably should try to use his speed a little bit as the Spartans turn the ball over. So, you know, the first quarter has been, you know, Kegel hit that Kegel hit that three to put him down by one, but ever since then it's been all Timberlake. And nothing spectacular, nothing coming from the outside, pretty much everything coming from within 12 feet. So that tells me that the Spartans really need to tighten up their defense as they've moved into more traditional 2-3 zone here. Back over Dickinson, he'll fire. Air ball there, corralled by James. He tries to save it. It's recovered by Kluss. Kluss gets into the paint, goes up off the back iron, no good. Tipped out by Kistler. And, you know, something I just realized, we're just under a minute left in the first quarter. We have not seen a single foul here in this ball game.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
I haven't even, you know, to be totally honest, neither team is really being that aggressive, if you ask me.
Right, I think there is definitely an aggression situation there. Eagles shot partially blocked, comes up short, and Selma with the hustle play rebound, picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Caden Brennan. Brennan pulls up, over to McCracken. McCracken will get in. He's going to pull it from about 10 feet. Can't hit over the outstretched arms of Kistler. And Dickinson will corral the rebound. Tigers with 5 players on the floor who can comfortably bring the ball up. Nice skip pass to Dickinson. They find Kistler underneath. Kistler with a lot of contact, no call, but gets the basket to drop. And we're at a 14-3 score here. And some over to Brennan. Brennan shot, no good. Rebound tipped out, corralled by Kluss. Kluss in transition, double clutches at the buzzer, no good. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Timberlake 14, Priest River 3. We'll be back with the second quarter. Thanks for watching Channel 3. And to begin the second quarter, it's going to be Spartans ball.
See if they can get something going to start the
it's
second
just
quarter.
A couple buckets really is all they need. It hasn't been anything spectacular from the Tigers early on. And Selmo gets in deep in the paint, up off the glass, and good for 2. There's 1 bucket. And it's a 14-5 ball game here.
You know, if you think about the first quarter, they took some decent shots, but they could not find the bottom of the bucket.
Right, and that's very frustrating. Kramer skip pass over to James, frees him up for a 3-pointer, no good. Rebound on Selmo, and Selmo in transition fires it ahead to Brennan. Brennan dumps it off to McCracken in transition. Over to Matthews. Matthews dribbles in. Back out to McCracken. right now, the Spartans really need to try and take advantage of the fact that Kistler is off the floor, just like Anselmo did by driving deep into the paint. Brennan's going to dribble in, pulls up, jumper rolls off the front of the rim, rebound by Kramer. And Kramer is a scrappy rebounder for this team. You know, I think I've already seen him gather up about 3 of them. Skip pass over to Kramer on the far wing, tries to go high post to Dickinson, dumps it off to Kluss. Kluss's little jumper no good. Rebound, Dickinson, he gets tied up with McCracken there, and I think Dickinson will go to the line to shoot 2 here.
Good rebound.
Oh, they're going to call that foul on Anselmo. So just the first foul of the ball game here.
That's good rebounding there by Dickinson, though.
Yeah.
Coming in big.
Dickinson, I think on just about any other team, might be a starting caliber player the way he plays. It's just a very big, balanced player. Plays on the perimeter, not afraid to go in and bang for boards and go up with those, you know, big man move style putbacks.
And dribble the basketball.
Handles the ball well, but missing back-to-back free throws might have something to do with it as he misses the second one. McCracken went to grab the rebound and Gardem tipped it out. So it'll be Spartan ball. They're still trailing 14-5 here, 6.5 left in the second quarter. And Timberlake going into a full court press, like a man full court press. And I believe the throw from Anselmo, it's a little too overzealous there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I saw him running back, and I had a feeling the ball was going deep because the defense had their backs turned. But
that's a tough pass to make with this overhang right over you, too.
Oh, and you got a new guy in the game, so, you know, you got to get him just kind of into the rhythm of the game before you start throwing some of those crazy passes.
Dawson Kramer gets a wide open look off the inbounds play. The rebound controlled by Matthews of the Spartans. Matthews finds Hegel. Hegel pull from 3, left open, no good. Rebound tipped up and controlled by Kistler. Kistler's break didn't last very long. Not surprising there. Dickinson with the ball in the wing. Kicks it over. They're just moving the ball around. They're going to look for the guy wide open under the basket. Well, could have gotten a 3-second call there, but did not. And they go high post to Kramer. Kramer's little fadeaway rolls out. Rebound controlled by Hegel. Hegel wisely pulls it out. Timberlake sitting now. Oh, no, they're definitely man-to-man. And Selma goes right at Kistler. A lot of contact, no good there. Thompson into the game. I have a feeling Thompson's in the game for Priest River with the mindset of him just battling against Sheldon Kistler. Gardem's errant pass goes out of bounds. He corralled a crazy pass, then tried to save the ball.
Yeah, both teams, you can tell at this point, are just not, they want to get buckets on the board, and there's, you know, Timberlake hasn't really gone back to that patient offense that we saw in the first quarter.
And right now, I mean, you look at the way the game's trending, 14 points, a 9-point lead seems big, but this has been a fairly ugly affair for the first, 10 minutes of play. Right there, though.
6-point game.
That's Trenton Krieger, the freshman, coming in to knock down a 3.
That was a nice looking shot.
Cuts this down to a 6-point deficit for the Spartans. Timberlake not really taking any chances. Dickinson with the ball. Back up top to Jacob James. And they're just working the ball around, trying to get those looks on the inside there. Every time they rotate the ball, just everyone seems to rotate with them.
Yeah, it's that offside guard flashes to the high, and then he goes to the top, and they just rotate over. It's a pretty smart play because you do 4 or 5 times, and the defense quits paying attention just like that.
Right there, as the ball bounces off. I believe that bounced off Dawson Kramer's face, and then Kistler got the rebound. And I didn't actually see any contact from this angle that I would have blown a foul.
No.
So, tough break there.
And that play they're running with the guard flashing, I've seen Kellogg run that for the past 3 years too. Chase Jerome scored a lot of points at the top of the key there off of that play last year.
And it's a pretty simple zone busting play, but a lot of teams have gotten so comfortable with the zone that they'll give up that as Kistler goes 1 for 2 from the foul line. You're gonna defend that shot more often than not. Spartans in transition. Hegel, wild lay-in, no good. Controlled by Kramer. Thompson, that's the second time in a row that exact situation has happened where he's gotten tangled up with the rebounder.
It's nice to see something pretty sure we're crashing hard, though.
Right. Plus with the ball short corner, fires it out to Jacob James. Timberlake not moving the ball particularly well. It's just they're not being threatened as Caden Brennan kicks the ball out. They're not moving the ball particularly well. Priest River's just not able to get to those 50-50 balls like the one that rolled out there.
Well, and at this point, with the way that Timberlake is playing, if you're Priest River, you got to get some points on the board and take advantage of.
And Cole Thompson was just bodied up and pushed out of the way there by Sheldon Kistler to put this back at a 9-point deficit. And Selma on the pick and roll kicks it out to Hegel. And you know they're trying to get some looks from the perimeter. That seems to be where they've been the most comfortable. Brennan goes back out. Krieger dribbles in. Just not finding a look. Timberlake closing off gaps as quickly as they're opening. They go inside to Thompson. Nice little turnaround there.
Nice shot.
Thompson's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's only a junior, so a little. He seems awfully raw. I'm wondering if maybe this is his first year of playing ball. 3.5 left here in the second quarter. Tigers up 17-10. Kramer pulls the trigger on a three. No good. Rebound by Kluss. Kluss back out to Kramer. Kramer dribbles in, kicks it out to Gardam. Gardam's three from the corner is in. And Timberlake has their largest lead of the game. A 20-10 ball game here in the second quarter. And Selma with the ball. They go inside. Back out to Hegel. Hegel with the pump fake. Dribbles in and kicked out of bounds by Chase Gardam.
And I believe, Josh, that's the first three that Timberlake has made. And Timberlake's been throwing them up there because they've been wide open. They've been wide open shots they've been shooting, but I think that's the very first three that they've made all game.
Yeah. It was a good look. Just caught rhythm and shot, and that's, if Timberlake can maintain that, they're going to keep control of the game.
And on the inbound there, Anselmo tried to throw it off of Jacob James. He was running out of time, and it bounced off of James and hit him while he was out of bounds.
Oh, how frustrating. And right now, it's as much as, it always feels good to get a comfortable lead as Jacob James bangs in a nice little jumper there. It's not about how many points you win by at districts. Most teams are going to bring their best as Anselmo makes a nice move to the basket. Just can't get it to drop. But, and he almost stole the ball there from Kramer. Left kind of a hole in the defense. Kluss will fire a three. No good. Rebound by McCracken. And McCracken ball faked a little bit there. Priest River has a bit of a numbers advantage. McCracken will try another three. Rims off and just no luck there as Krieger comes up with the rebound for the Spartans. And this Spartan team is getting some valuable experience from their younger players. Kistler's going to pick up a steal, and he's being hounded by Hegel. Timberlake had to be dangerously close to a 10-second count right there.
It's one of those times you just got to get the ball to the point guard and go.
Ooh, and a near steal from the Spartans is going to result in, they're going to call that on Hegel there. Hegel trying to get something to go, and you could see some frustration on the faces of the players from Priest River. They're out there playing hard. They're getting some decent looks. Things just aren't going their way, not dropping through the net, nothing like that. And meanwhile, Timberlake is kind of just abusing this zone, just getting the short corner looks. And when you have players like Dylan Kluss and Sheldon Kistler and even more Chase Gardam, who are big enough or fast enough or athletic enough to kill you from those short corner spots, becomes awfully difficult to stay zoned in on your defense.
Well, and it's that cross-court skip pass that they do to rotate the zone back over that's killing Priest River right now. They look great on the initial rotation, but as soon as they skip it, Timberlake goes right back to the opposite side short corner, and for some reason, Priest River just can't seem to figure out to just not rotate over as much.
Well, and Timberlake's tallest player, and right there on the missed shot, rebound by Ben Zapp. He goes up and gets fouled, but Priest River's biggest player is still smaller than the 3, 4, and 5 from Timberlake. So they have a clear line of sight when they're making these long passes. It's very hard to defend. You know, you can't even really trap out of that in that situation. Zapp missed the first free throw there.
You definitely run the risk of leaving one of those guys open when you try and trap out of that, just because, and with the height alone, like you said, it makes it real easy to throw that escape pass if you do get trapped.
That's why you got to fly around on defense.
Hands up, pistols.
Zapp misses both free throws here. Score 23-10 with just a minute left. They go inside to Kistler. Kistler with the wraparound, can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds by Kloss.
You know, it's still, 13 points is, it's a tough lead to have if you're on the opposing end, but that's still in a district game. It's not really anything. A couple quick shots and we're back within 7.
23 points in a men's game is a low-scoring half, and right now it's 2 baskets for the Spartans to really get back in this. As they rotate in, Brennan fires from deep. No good. Rebound tipped right into the hands of Kistler. And that was Krieger who tipped it in. He came flying in for the rebound. And the Spartans with 30 seconds here will probably run enough time to get a good look or the last look. Go inside to Gardem. Gardem fires one out there to Kluss. Kluss over to Jacob James. Back to Kluss. He'll miss. Rebound tipped way out. And Coach Kevin Wiley screaming for his team to box out. 10 seconds left here in the quarter. Jacob James with the ball in the wing. He's going to dribble in. Kicks it up top to Kramer. Errant pass. Kramer will wrap it over to Kluss from deep. No good. And at the end of the first half, Timberlake leads Priest River 23-10. We'll be back with the second half. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here at the start of the second half in the first game of the District 1 3A tournament, boys basketball tournament here in Timberlake, Idaho. At half, the Timberlake Tigers are beating the Priest River Spartans 23-10. Ryan, I know we've asked you a lot of questions here, but Priest River, 13 points is not that big of a deficit. They have 16 minutes to correct the mistakes that they made in the first half. What do you do?
Well, first thing, like I said, you got to start taking some shots in rhythm. They're getting open looks. They're getting shots off screens. They're getting shots in the places they want, but they're not shooting them, and they're settling for, driving the ball, trying to force it up, or do a pull-up over 2 or 3 guys, and it's complete out of rhythm basketball. And the tough thing right here is that Timberlake did not play that good of a first half, and they still maintain a 13-point lead. So you really have to come out and match their intensity. Otherwise, this one could get really far away really quick.
Absolutely. And to start the second half, Timberlake is going to start with the ball. Jacob James at the top of the key, over to Kluss. Kluss back to James. James to Kluss at the top of the key. 2 points, misses, and that's Kistler with the rebound and one. And like I said before, Kistler, I've played against his brother. His brother was a phenomenal basketball player. But this Sheldon Kistler is way better. I would not want to play in the post against him. He is big, athletic, can dribble the ball, all of it, Ryan.
Well, he's smart. I mean, if you notice when he gets those rebounds, he tries to keep it as high as possible, and he goes right back up. And because he's left-handed, he's extremely hard to guard because naturally you want to...
And Kistler with the chase-down block. We just were talking about, he is athletic and smart. He brings everything that you want to the table in a basketball player. Pretty sure with the 3 there, miss. And that's Gardem with the rebound up to Kramer. Kramer bringing the ball up over to
Jacob James.
James into Gardem. Gardem over, I'm getting names mixed up. Kramer. Gardem, and Kluss. Kramer with the ball. Back to Kistler. Kistler to James. James to Kluss. And they're just working the ball around. James with the 3. Misses long there. Priest River with the rebound. And joining us back on the broadcast here is Josh McDonald. I don't know where he went, but he's back now. Timberlake not rebounding like they usually have been, and that's going to be McCracken on the rebound putback for Priest River. 26-12 game here. And that is, I can't keep his name straight there. Priest River with the rebound there. Brings the ball back up the floor.
Higo with the nice little fadeaway there. Rebound by Kistler. Kistler kicks it ahead to Kramer. Kramer in transition. Has Gardem on the baseline. Gardem goes up. Ton of contact. No call. Rebound controlled by Brennan of the Spartans. He's going to find Matthews in the corner. Matthews 3, no good. And Selmo will corral the long rebound. And the Spartans will get another possession here.
And the Spartans are coming out playing like they have nothing to lose.
Which they did. Oh, McCracken with a handful of Kistler jersey right in front of official Dave Oakes here. And just a minute ago, I had the pleasure of catching both Sheldon Kistler and the ball as they came flying out of bounds on that fast break there.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a 28-12 ball game here. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Spartans really just struggling to score the ball. And Selmo should have taken that shot. He'll kick it over to Keegan Hegel. Hegel's shot no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up off the glass. It won't roll in. And back come the Tigers. It's just like there's a lid on the rim.
They can't get a bucket. That's got to be frustrating. You know, they've taken, I'd say, 10 to 15 of their shots tonight have rolled around the rim. They've gone in and out. and that doesn't help your confidence at all.
Dylan Kluss's shot from deep rebounds or rims out, rebounded by Cade Brennan. Brennan in transition finds a cutting Travis Matthews off the glass, no good. McCracken tried to go for the rebound over Kramer, but just couldn't pull it in. Back come the Tigers. Dawson Kramer skips it over to Dylan Kluss. Kluss back to Kramer, ball fake inside, dumps it off. And Timberlake, I mean, really should be in no hurry here. You know, you don't want to win a game by a 28-12 score, but a win is a win.
Oh, I agree.
Jacob James pulls up, nice little 15-footer, drops that in.
It's a great shot by Jacob James. In rhythm, the shot he wants to take, that's good basketball.
That's the shot he wants to take. And Coach Kevin Wiley wants to take a timeout. He's going to take a full timeout, so we'll be taking one right along with him. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports. And out of the timeout, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Priest River ball. Priest River ball as the Tigers lead the Spartans 30-12 here in the third quarter. Cade Brennan with the ball. Kicks it over to Travis Matthews. Can't corral the ball. Picked clean almost by Chase Gardam, but knocked out of bounds. The ball will stay with the Spartans. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left here in the quarter. Brennan over to Anselmo. Anselmo spins off his man, goes up off the glass, and gets one to roll in, making this a 30-14 game. The loser of this game will play tomorrow for a shot at the second place game. Meanwhile, the winner will move into the district championship game tomorrow night for a shot at a state berth. Timberlake moving the ball around, and Priest River looking to trap every pass. Forced Jacob James into a tough shot, but from 15 feet, he's like cash money. Good looking shot there for James, making this a 32-14 game. Hagel with the ball, dribbles in, a little bit of contact, no call though. Rebound controlled by, that's not Dickinson, that's a new player to the floor here.
Jack McDonald.
Jack McDonald.
Great last name.
Jacob James is starting to get hot here as he knocks down a corner three. Back come the Spartans, trailing by 21. And Selma picks up his dribble, kicks it over to Cade Brennan. Brennan pulls up from the free throw line, can't hit. Kistler with the rebound, and he's going to get it to McDonald, who will bring the ball ahead and set up the offense. Inside Kistler. Kistler gets through, a lot of contact, and gets the basket. I think they're calling that on the ground. Coach Mike Minty wants it on the ground. They're going to say basket's good. Timberlake seems to be fired up right now. And poor Priest River just can't, I don't even know, can't buy a bucket.
Can't buy anything, Josh.
If you're a senior, like Keegan Hegel is, who is out there playing his guts out. Kistler misses the and one free throw. And you're playing your guts out like Hegel is. It's got to be awfully frustrating when you just can't get the ball to go in.
Yeah, that's one of those things that just, sometimes it happens. So, you know, he's going to have to try and just work and do what he can.
I mean, the beautiful thing about North Idaho basketball is everyone gets a shot at the postseason. Everyone gets a berth here. And the worst team in the league could still find their way into a state berth if they really wanted to. Dawson Kramer called for the travel. And that seems like one of those calls that a ref makes after the coach tells him, hey, watch for him carrying the ball.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's...
Kramer's done that same move about 10 times this evening. Kicks the ball ahead, Priest River ball. McCracken gets in, goes up, a lot of contact. Only Timberlake's first team foul, and that means with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, Timberlake just picked up their second foul of the game.
That right there, in my opinion, is part of the problem with the performance from Priest River. I mean...
And I looked over at our camera person, Mara Ashcraft, and she goes, that's only their second foul of the entire game. Mara has a pretty high basketball pedigree and IQ herself. And, you know, she's looking at this going, you know, I guarantee you Timberlake has fouled more than twice this game.
Oh.
But in the same token, Priest, ooh! Cade Brennan with the big block, gets it ahead to Anselmo. Anselmo's laying is blocked by Kramer. But, you know, I think Priest River had 4 fouls in the first half and only 2 now. Priest River's fouled more than 6 times in this game.
Oh, I think so.
Just the same way Timberlake's fouled more than twice. Priest River with the ball. That's Krieger. Kicks it ahead to Travis Matthews. Resetting the offense, and Priest River comfortably going with 2 freshmen on the floor right now. McCracken dribbles in, spins off his man, fades away, can't hit off the front of the rim. Rebound McDonald. McDonald wisely dribbling out of the trap before getting the ball over to Kramer. Kramer not crossing half court. Once again getting dangerously close to that 10 count. Kramer will get the ball, dumps it off to Kluss. Kluss's shot is up and in, making this a 39-16 ball game. And what we expected to be a fairly competitive matchup is starting to edge into blowout territory. Krieger over to Anselmo. Anselmo just won't pull the trigger on that shot. There's been about 3 times where I think he should have. McCracken dribbles in, takes the contact, gets the roll, no good though. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. Kramer almost lost the ball, gets it ahead to Kluss. Kluss with a ton of contact. And with the way that this game is being played, I'm genuinely surprised that was called, but it was a foul.
Well, it seems the ones they're calling are literally on the shots, and ironically, it's the and ones. I've noticed a lot of away from the basket fouls I have not seen called today.
And I have to believe, you know, Priest River just got to be frustrated. You know, they're down by 26 points here in the third quarter. We've got what appears to be an official discrepancy. And it looks like McCracken, Brandon McCracken, has been issued a technical foul here. And he was just having a conference with the officials. And I've never seen this before where they have a conference with a player and then hit him with a technical foul right afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that either. It did look like he was just boxing out on the free throw shot and maybe just got a little too physical, I guess.
Well, yeah, but after the fact, the coach or the referee called a little conference there and then gave him the technical afterwards.
Right.
Kind of an odd.
Yeah, I was kind of curious to see what was going on there.
So 2-point swing there. Kluss knocks down both free throws. And Timberlake now has a shot to push this lead to over 30 if they see fit. Dickinson with the ball being hounded by Anselmo.
And on that defense, good defense, but there was probably 3 fouls.
Kistler with the big man move to the basket right there.
That was a great take.
Putting this at 46-16 ball game. And Anselmo with the ball. Kicks it over. This new player on the floor. And that's Jansen Lucas. He's going to get fouled by Chase Gardem, who I think got kind of hungry for a highlight reel-like block.
It was there, but just swing and a miss.
9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Spartans trailing 46-16.
You know, kudos to Priest River. I mean, regardless of the score, they are playing pretty hard from what we're seeing in this game. They're not really, I wouldn't say giving up is the word. I mean, they're very discouraged with the score, but a lot of these younger guys that are coming in are still fighting hard and crashing and trying to make Timberlake work.
Jansen Lucas airballs the second free throw.
And that'll happen.
Yes, it will.
Timberlake with the ball, 9 seconds left here. Dickinson pushing the ball ahead in transition, loses the ball. It's going to get called for a double dribble. So Spartans will get the ball back with 4.5 seconds left.
And this is the longest 10 seconds in a basketball game.
And Selmo throws this guy off of him to get open, and Selmo will dribbles in wildly, loses the ball. Should have stopped the clock after the ball went out of bounds, but it'll bounce back in. The buzzer will sound. And at the end of the third quarter, it's a Timberlake 46, Priest River 16. We're 8 minutes away from the end of this ball game. We will have a running clock in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports. And to begin the fourth quarter, it's Priest River ball. We will have a running clock, like I said. Cole Thompson with the ball goes out to Krieger. Krieger corrals the loose ball off the official. Cade Brennan will float one up from about 10 feet. No good. Rebound Dickinson. Dickinson is going to be fouled by Caden Brennan. Just the fourth team foul on Priest River. And
the clock isn't running.
maybe the clock does not run in a district tournament game.
That might be it.
I'm not familiar with the rules, if maybe it's because of the district tournament designation. Priest River trapping. Jack McDonald breaks it. Good movement by Jack McDonald. Finds Jacob James. His shot no good. A rebound Krieger. Krieger ahead down Selmo, and Selmo finds Brennan. Brennan pulls up off the front of the rim. Rebound once again, Jack McDonald. McDonald playing some good minutes here. Kind of surprising he doesn't get as many minutes as he possibly could. He's played very well here in this ball game. Jacob James finds Sheldon Kistler. Kistler stripped on the jump shot. Coming back the other way is the Spartans. Three from Jansen Lucas, no good. And Lucas's frustration starting to show through there. Back come the Tigers. And just taking their time on offense. They're trying to get looks here. Priest River has switched to a man-to-man defense. And Kistler liked the switch he had there with Lucas guarding him in the post. But the Spartans quickly dropped to make sure that he didn't get posted up. So good defensive switch there by by Priest River.
And Josh, with Jack McDonald not getting as much playing time, he probably is now since Wilfung is not really he's not in the lineup at all. Going down to state, if they do, he will probably get a lot of playing time as the backup point guard.
And I'm almost positive that the top two teams out of this district go to state.
Yep.
I'm not sure if there's a play-in game for the second seed out of the Intermountain League. But, right now, Timberlake looking like very much like the 1 seed here as they kind of pick apart the Spartans. Plus going to go, has the ball knocked away. It's going to be Timberlake ball. Clock's still not running, so I'm assuming that it must be a district rule that there's no running clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, no, and just to go back to your comment about the teams going to state, I do believe it is a playing game. Just because there's only 5 teams in the league. When we had 6, they guaranteed 2 spots down there at the top 2.
I'm not sure about that, Ryan.
The girls, Timberlake and Bonners went, and Bonners went on a win over Kellogg, so it is 2 teams.
Oh, wow.
For the girls, I know that. I think it's the same for the boys.
And some leagues rotate, but I feel like we've had the top 2 seeds from our league make it to state the last few years. Things starting to get a little chippy out there between these teams. Jacob James floats a shot then. Back iron, no good. Rebound going to go off Priest River's hands and out of bounds, favoring the Tigers.
And how aggressive it's getting. If I'm Timberlake's coach, I'm getting my my starters out of there and utilizing some of the second string to get some experience and, avoid possibly getting hurt.
Right there, that was Michael Simpson. That's a sophomore, number 34, a 6'2" sophomore, big kid. And he's going to pick up a foul. Oh, he's going to force the travel here.
That's good defense.
Simpson is a good-sized kid at his age.
And they are pulling out the starters.
There we go.
Coach Mike Minty not doing a very good job hiding his pleasure. Can't say that I blame him, though. His Timberlake Tigers have completed a fairly improbable run to the top of this league and have just nice backdoor from Dickinson to McDonald. But really, if you look at the Tigers season, they have played some tough teams, come up just short a couple times. They've played a good Moscow team very tightly on 2 different occasions here. And it's just one of those things where this Timberlake team just doesn't back down. They're big, they're long, they're athletic. And sometimes you don't have to be the best basketball player. You just have to have the right athletes. And I think right now, Timberlake definitely can say they have the right athletes on this team.
They match up very well with any other team in the state, really, height and athleticism-wise.
Scoring might be the concern for Timberlake, but being able to play defense and match up, definitely not something to worry about. Jansen's going to get called for a travel there. Jansen Lucas just not having things go his way here late.
Yeah, and you can just see the frustration, with some of these young kids. But
Dickinson playing a 2-man game with Taylor Minty. Must be the coach's son. He's a young kid, freshman guard. Out there trying to break this Priest River press. Lucas going to fire another 3, no good. A rebound corralled by Dickinson. He's going to kick it ahead to Zach Yetter, who can't knock down the shot. Back come the Spartans, though. In the post, that's Zapp. Zapp kicks it out. And Zapp's pass out to Lucas. Lucas slings it right back into Bell. And Bell's going to go up and get fouled. And, 4.5 minutes left here in this ball game. It's a 50-16 ball game. Timberlake's on top of Priest River.
Josh, back to your comment about the coach's son. I watched them play in the Silver Valley tournament, and they, Menti and Yetter, number 12 for Timberlake, they got a lot of big minutes, and I think they both ended up with 10 points going against Mullen each, and they only played the 4th quarter of the game. So, good ball players coming up for Timberlake.
Timberlake goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line there. And Yetter gets just checked out of bounds. And I think the ball's going to come back to the Spartans. Now, this game is being played incredibly physical.
Yeah, Refs are kind of letting them play here a little bit with what the score is, but you got to be really careful because players that play with frustration do tend to make silly plays.
Yeah, and you can just looking right down here at the bulk of the Priest River rotation. They're sitting at the end of the bench and just frustration all over their faces. Timberlake forces another turnover here. Minty with the ball. He's gonna find, I'm trying to see the name there. It's Ashton Peidel. And Peidel's going to be fouled on his way to the hoop, so he'll go out and shoot 2 free throws here. And at this point, it just kind of feels like both teams are going through the motions, and not necessarily in a positive way.
No. I mean, it's great to, if you're Timberlake, get your young guys some district experience right now, because you may end up turning to some of them down as, if they make it down to state, depending on what happens.
And we're gonna get another foul here. This one's gonna go to Zapfi, I'm sorry. Zapfi got called for a clear out foul on the rebound. So Michael Simpson shooting now for the Tigers a 1-and-1. First one high, hits the strap and drops in.
Aim for the back of the rim.
I'm pretty sure that hit the strap that hangs down over the hoop though, Ryan.
And that's out of bounds, so should be a no-go, but we'll let it go.
Coach Wiley here, I can't imagine what you say to your team after a game like this.
Wow. Jump ball, and that's going to be Timberlake ball.
And Simpson goes up and gets it.
No effort either.
That was a designed play. They got the ball back underneath.
It's a 52-16 ball game here, 4:10 left in the fourth quarter.
I know he's 6'2", but I do want to point out how very easily he got up there and got the ball.
And right there on that inbounds play, McDonald gets hacked, no good. And Zapfi's going to get called for another foul there, and he turns and looks like he doesn't understand the call, but
it was a foul.
He swung his hand.
Yeah, from where we're sitting 94 feet away from the kid, it was as clear a day of foul.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny argument as you hear people that, that you might get all ball, but, the refs are looking at the motion at which you swung your hand towards the ball. And, if you're swinging all sorts of crazy, you're going to more likely be called for a foul rather than just going straight up and getting the ball.
Second shot for Simpson here. Up and rolls in. Making it a 53-16 ball game. 4 minutes left. It feels like it's been forever since Priest River had the ball. Spartans moving the ball around, kicks it out. Jansen Lucas ball fakes, goes up to the left. Nice move by Lucas there. And that's Priest River's first points of the quarter here.
Wow.
Minty with the ball. Kicks it over to Yetter. Yetter finds Simpson. And this offense from the Tigers predicates that every player play out on the perimeter a little bit. So you're seeing big guys with the ball in their hands, 20 feet from the basket. McDonald's pass to Yetter, just a little too much cheese on that one, Ryan.
A little too much cheese.
Too much cheese.
And that's a great offense that Timberlake runs, because what you end up having is your big guy come out and then cut back down, and usually end up with a backside seal on a misrotation or a possible switch onto a smaller guard. So
Lucas
I can see where they run
bag of tricks again.
It's a good take.
Same play, same move, same everything.
Same hand.
Same kid, same face. Things
Same
even had the
side of
same
the
hair.
court.
It's a great play.
Yetter hits a three from deep. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Yetter. That's Peidel.
Travel.
Peidel and Lucas tried to do that same move from the left side of the court. Got called for a travel there. Zapfi heads to the bench. Cole Thompson back into the game for the Spartans. And on one side of the bench, we have just absolute frustration. And then on the other end of the court, you see just total jubilation as the Timberlake kids are celebrating potentially getting to the district championship game. I'm trying to think. Was it Timberlake and Kellogg last year for the district championship? I believe it was.
I think it might have been Bonner's Ferry.
No, it was Bonner's Ferry and Kellogg.
Was it Bonner's Ferry?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bonner's Ferry and Timberlake have been basically sharing the 2-3 spot for the last 4 years.
And I think this is the first time I've seen Timberlake in the district championship since I was a sophomore.
Right.
So, couple years for them.
Well, and they didn't win the district championship that year. They lost it your sophomore year, but they were the district champs the year before.
They were the league champs that year.
When Keegan Scott was a junior.
Yep.
His senior year, they lost the district championship.
That kid was good.
Yeah.
And that is a good name drop there for Timberlake. Scott.
I played against him when I was a senior and he was a freshman.
And that kid was a solid ball player. Heidel in transition, dumps it off to Menti. 2 minutes left here in this ball game. Tigers on top by 36. Heidel gets the ball in, aggressive move. I'm not entirely sure. There was a block there by Parks, Cameron Parks, for the Spartans. Wild block. And Parks has like the coolest bowl cut out there. Stolen by Krieger. It was kind of amazing because Parks like pirouetted midair to get that block, but all you saw was his hair like whipping around there. And he's trying to get the ball inside, feed the man. He's working hard to get position. Krieger's gonna pull up, left-handed jumper, rolls in. Good looking shot from Krieger there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking right now, Parks the senior. So he's in there getting some good minutes for a senior who doesn't get a lot of minutes as part of this rotation. But he's out there with 2 freshmen and 2 juniors as Jansen Lucas goes hard off the glass there. Lucas having himself a heck of a fourth quarter here. He's got 8 points in this quarter. Yetter's going to be left all alone. Can't hit the wide open jumper, but Simpson will get the rebound.
Simpson's going to be nice next year.
Simpson is a good ball player.
Yeah.
Big kid.
Keeps the ball high.
Priest River just attacking relentlessly. Their best quarter of the ball game has been this fourth quarter where they've gotten 10 points here in the last 3 minutes.
It does leave you to wonder, with these two groups over the next few years, how these games are going to play out with these younger kids getting older going against each other.
Krieger's ball is stolen there by Heidel. Throws it ahead to Yetter. And Yetter's going to pull it out here with 25 seconds left. Priest River extending their defense. Menti, and they're just trying to run the clock out here. Moving the ball back and forth, 10 seconds now. They go inside. Simpson, nice little spin. Partially blocked, gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Menti, and Menti will dribble out the clock. So Timberlake advances to the district championship game, defeating Priest River by a score of 58-26. They will meet the winners of our next game between the number 2 seeded Kellogg Wildcats and the 3 seeded Bonners Ferry Badgers. Priest River will move on to the loser out game tomorrow night between the loser of our next game, and those teams will battle it out for a spot in the second place game. We'll be back. We're going to switch streams now. So for all you guys watching, click out of this one, go find the game stream for the Kellogg Bonners Ferry game, and you'll be able to hear us in about 20 minutes. Thanks for watching Channel 3 Sports.